Hurricane Irma, the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic basin outside of the Caribbean Sea and Gulf of Mexico. We all know about this. Everybody's watching it. It's heading to my area, no doubt. Virgin Island governor orders gun seizures in advance of the hurricane. So do you see why chemtrails, do you see why weather as a weapon is perfect? Because this would not be in any way whatsoever at all unprecedented.
That includes New Orleans.
Remember Katrina?
That includes New Orleans, where today authorities stepped up their efforts to empty the city. Bob Woodruff is there again tonight with an extraordinary human drama unfolding. Bob?
That's true, Elizabeth, and good evening from New Orleans. Here, the police and the National Guard find themselves in a very difficult position tonight to try to carry out an order to force people from the city without actually using force.
Today in New Orleans, they got a lot tougher on the holdouts.
Police department, everyone home!
Not only the flooded areas, but New Orleans' driest and wealthiest neighborhoods, too.
That's right. We all remember how heart-wrenching it was for the police, because look at them. They're not completely digging being loaded up with machine guns and Kevlar and everything else. These boys all came home from Iraq. They all came home from Afghanistan, which is what Iraq and Afghanistan were. They were to mind F our soldiers into going door to door, having no compassion, having no empathy, and none of them know the Constitution. These people tore people out of their own houses, out of their own property, and who can forget this poor woman? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I don't want you in here.
We're not going to do that.
I don't want you in here, period.
But there's a mandatory evacuation.
I know all about it.
Well, Patricia Coney's protests were to no avail.
That's right. The police and the military had a very difficult time. They were so upset about this. These guys live for this. Sorry to tell you. If you're a police officer, if you're a state trooper, if you're an alphabet agency and you don't see what's happening to this country, you are part of the problem. And at some point, we're all going to meet in the middle of the arena. That's all there is to it. And this isn't just a rumor. Here's the actual order from the governor right here. Charlotte O'Malley, VI, order. Kenneth Mapp, Governor of Virgin Islands, Commander-in-Chief, pursuant, blah, 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 blah. I direct and authorize the Adjutant General of the Virgin Islands to mobilize such units of the National Guard as necessary to maintain and restore public order and to guarantee the safety of life and property. This is no good. Oh, look at this. Here we go, right here. I didn't even see that. I was reading this as I was reading it to you. So here we go. You want to know why I've been complaining and yelling and screaming about chemtrails? Because this is what they can do with it. There is no stopping the weather. Do you see what I mean? It's absolutely.
Are we supposed to have a blood moon right now? I'm so confused. Because the full moon isn't even for a couple days, or like Wednesday.
The open. So now the clouds are covering that up. Looks like a clear spot's coming in. There it comes. This clear spot coming out. Okay.
I just noticed they're recording license plates now. He asks them to, I don't know if it's a she or he, to pull over, and he's recording license plates. What the hell? And we usually have an exit and an entrance, and right now they're blocking out the exit. Okay, so that's the entrance. And they're checking each and every one. This is day 7. I asked them yesterday how long they're going to be here, and they don't know. See how he's stopping? He's recording over here. He's recording the license plates. What the hell? Now I can't exit.
So, sure you can. Right there, space.
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Fucking asshole.
This is Dave. We're going to talk about some cheap and easy and no-cost ways of getting information on the Hurricane Irma, the doomsday storm, through amateur radio and the internet. Now, you don't have to buy an expensive radio. You don't have to go out and do anything except use your computer. And I want to cover a few things so that you can kind of put your toe in the water. If you start off listening to shortwave radio, that we usually call that a SWL or shortwave listener. So if you're interested in those kinds of activities, you can Google SWL, things like that, and it'll get you some information. Now, the National Hurricane Net, which is run by amateur radio operators, usually runs on 2 frequencies. Unfortunately, the frequencies are very active during the day because of fading and propagation. They favor daylight operations. 14.325 megahertz and 7.2680 megahertz. Now again, you don't have to go out and buy a radio. You can just do this from the comfort of your computer in your house.